Now it's just like, man, you got to have that time where you just like disconnect from the scene, just the race. Like, and it's a race that I've created in my head, you know? But you have to step away from it.
myself away. We crave for knowledge. Okay, folks, looks like the game is finally underway. Apologies for the really long delay. Geek Fam were playing qualifiers for another tournament. It was versus Fnatic. It was a best of three, and Geek Fam did end up losing 2-1. But they did manage to take a game of Fnatic, and they have taken a game of game of TNC yesterday. Let's see if they can keep the streak going. For those of you just tuning in, you're watching the SLI League Invitational. These are the SEA regional qualifiers. My name is Vivek. Joining me on this one is Floki. And the winner of this best of three goes on to face off versus TNC in the final. And obviously, only one of the two teams will go through to the LAN itself. Floki. Ah, there he is.
5 seconds remaining.
Floki, your volume's a bit low. Hello? Okay. I think I fixed it.
Okay. Yes. So last game, it was really close between Geek Fam and Fnatic. It all boiled down to Skembaloo going for a double damage round. It's quite similar to the Liquid scene back during TI7 when Miracle decided to go for the double damage round as Juggernaut and got chain disabled. Except that Skembaloo died and Miracle survived and they won the game and the series. So I mean, despite that, throughout the series, I think Geek Fam played really, really well. Even though they were at a big disadvantage early on, they managed to hold, itemize slightly differently, and gain a lot of kills around the map and secure some map control.
10 seconds remaining.
Unfortunately for them, it looked like it just wasn't the day. And after forcing out some buybacks, a slight greed on the side of Skemmaloo ended up costing him his life and also the game. But that's okay. It means that Geek Fam is a really good team that must be respected, and it looks like Mineski are doing that. They started by banning the Nyx, the Razor, and the Tiny, and Geek Fam responded with the Doom Night Stalker, and they're going for the third ban. Now, they only get to ban either the Bounty or the Omni Knight, and we have seen time and again that Mineski have not picked up the Omni Knight last series. So, Geek Fam gonna go with the Enchantress ban. Really different over here. I haven't seen Jabs play Enchantress. What do you think of the ban?
I have. A long time ago. He has played it for sure. But the pool is open. Omni Knight is in the pool. Clockwork is going to be the hero of choice for Mineski though.
They don't want to give them the Clockwork Shadow Fiend combo. So taking a piece out of the puzzle automatically makes it a little less appealing to go for the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, John did play the Shadow Fiend in game 2. So yeah, makes sense.
I mean, I hope they pick an Omni Knight over here, but looks like they're gonna go for the Bounty Hunter. And maybe this one is the Omni? Never mind. Oh, they're gonna still go with the Shadow Fiend. Okay. So seeing a lot of teams are big fans of picking Shadow Fiend in the early phase, and that can be disastrous at times, but it does work out. Like we saw last game, Mineski, they picked themselves up the Shadow Fiend for Moon, and it worked really well for them, even though he was against the Queen of Pain. Partly it was the Bounty Hunter. I'm sorry, it was the Earth Spirit. I think was it Jabs playing Earth Spirit that game?
Yeah, it was Jabs playing Earth Spirit.
Yeah, he got the courier snipe, and Mineski gonna respond with the Queen of Pain right off the hook. So no mercy from the side of Mineski. They want to make Shadow Fiend's life hell, and they are gonna do that with the Clockwork and the Queen of Pain.
Yeah. Smart draft coming out from Jabs in the sense you pick up the Clockwork, you sort of force Geek Fam in the first opening to pick itself. Floki.
Sorry?
Sorry. I don't know if that was my microphone or yours, but yeah, sorry folks, we're having a couple of technical issues. We should be okay soon enough. But yeah, just by picking up the Clockwork, you already kind of force Geek Fam to commit to something. And maybe Geek Fam, I just deny the Shadow Fiend, picked it up, and now to some extent Mineski knows how Geek Fam could progress with this draft. Puck and the Brewmaster getting banned out. Both heroes that the Tiny is one of the heroes that ISIS did play a fair bit in the series versus AGV. Jabs has been phenomenal on the Tiny as well. ISIS did have a game on the Brewmaster.
Yeah.
Pretty Standard? Yeah, carry on.
So one thing you said reminded me is that Ice does not play the Beastmaster. That is one hero that I've never seen him play, and it never gets banned when they're against Mineski either. So I'm curious to see
Mm-hmm.
if Ice will ever play that fabled Beastmaster. I mean, I know a lot of good offlaners have a really good Beastmaster, but Ice
Mm-hmm.
seems to have a slightly different hero pool.
Yeah. I mean, he has a very wide pool actually. It's just that only certain type of heroes are being picked for him of late at Mineski. We have the next pick going over to Geek Fam. I presume Mineski might ban out the Tide Hunter. Or I don't think it's worth banning out a support like the Shadow Shaman. Uh, I mean,
Yeah, I don't think.
yeah. So I think it's a toss up between Shadow Shaman or Tide at this point.
Yeah, but I don't think they want to pick core. Yeah, so they're gonna go with the Shadow Shaman ban. Interestingly
Mm-hmm.
enough, Geek Fan, they're gonna.
And they're going to pick up the Bat Rider.
Yeah, Batrider's decent against the co-op because he can just blink in and kill co-op instantly. Especially when you have
Mm-hmm.
a Requiem on the side of Shadow Fiend. The Bat can lasso her into the Requiem and instantly delete Queen of Pain from the fight, making
Mm-hmm.
it that much easier.
Do you think we might see someone like maybe the Oracle or the Venge or the Aberrant just to have that layer of security versus the Bat Rider? Heck, who knows? Even a Shadow Demon.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Legion Commander this game. In fact, I really like the Legion Commander against Batrider.
The Bat Rider?
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like she does a much better job than the Oracle. I mean, with Oracle, it's like you have to commit your ultimate, and then it's kind of like a stalemate where you lost your ultimate. I mean, what's it called? Fortune's End? Or what's
False
this?
Promise.
False Promise, yeah. You lose your false promise, and the enemy loses lasso, and it's kind of like just staring at each other for the next 30 seconds. Whereas LC, you only have commit with the press the attack, so that makes sure that you don't lose any big cooldown and can still
Mm-hmm.
fight after you commit that spell. But looks like
For now, Mineski are going to pick up the Bane. This is going to help secure the mid lane for Moon if he does need help. And yeah, that they've got strong lockdown themselves to help deal with Geek Fam's scores just in case. Geek Fam are looking for a 5-position hero. Icepath can cancel the Fiend script from range, hence the Chuck hero could be one option. Rubik is a possibility.
Mhm.
So Geek Fam have a lot of options for their 5-position support.
Yeah, my wires are all tangled up. Just give me a second. I'll be
Yeah,
right
I can hear all your wires.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
So I'm a little concerned about how Mineski are gonna deal with this Bat Rider. Now, if the Pain does decide to go mid, or the Clockwork decides to go mid, Bat Rider will be in a 1v2 lane, and Bat Rider actually doesn't mind laning against the Pain because most of the damage that he gets is from his Sticky Napalm and his Fireflies. So until the Clockwork and the Bane both commit to zoning out the Bat, it may be slightly difficult for the carry on the side of Mineski to secure farm in lane.
Mm-hmm.
So we could maybe see an aggressive trying to dodge that, or maybe they just let Queen of Pain have a 1v2 matchup for a while, dedicate for the first 2-3 minutes to zoning out the Bat, and then help her out in lane. But Mineski are gonna go with the Magnus. Interesting. Potentially to lane against the Bat, maybe?
I mean, there's a crazy theory I heard yesterday, and I think that theory might just happen. But I could be absolutely wrong, and that would result in me
It's
making an
okay.
absolute fool of myself. But I think we might see Mineski pick up the Slark.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
I think Slark. I don't know. It has nothing to do with the
So have you
Magnus.
heard
but
about the new Slark build?
I have heard about it.
What do you think of it?
I haven't seen it work.
Oh,
So until I see it work, I'm not going to buy it. But yeah, who knows? Mineski might just prove us wrong. The last ban can be somewhat telling. If they had to ban a safe laner that's good against the slug, one would think of the Monkey King or
I don't think
maybe.
they're gonna pick Slug. They maybe go with something like a Swen just to kill the bat and lane again and again.
Okay.
I mean, the idea of Slug is appealing to me, but you look at the draft of Geek Fam, and then you just have all these really different and tons of ways of dealing with Slug. Like you have the Static Storm, you have the Shadow Fiend. I mean, Shadow Fiend does really well against Slug because the Shadow Rays goes through the Shadowlands, and on top of that, he out damages Slug if Slug does decide to man fight him for some stupid reason.
Okay.
But Mineski are
Oh,
gonna
Void.
go with the Void, yeah. That makes more sense. It
Okay.
deals with bat and lane. It's not doesn't do that bad.
Um,
I'm a little concerned for
I
Mineski's
mean,
damage
Time
though.
Walk doesn't shrug off Sticky Napalm, but
remaining.
you could still die if supports aren't there. The Batrider can kill the Void.
Remaining.
Yeah. I think it's more to use the time dilation to freeze the cooldown for a bit, and then
Oh
you
yeah,
can try to zone you can kind of zone the Batrider.
right.
And since Firefly has such a long cooldown, as soon as it's popped and it's over, like time dilation, a couple of right clicks, and the Batrider will have to back off.
hmm Last pick for Geek Fam, something in the safe lane.
Hmm. This may
Hmm.
actually be a good slug game for Geek Fam.
Really?
Yeah, I mean Slug pretty decent against the Queen of Pain and Bane, etc., etc. And I mean, I don't know. I think Slug would be nice here. Yeah, of course, there's the Bat Rider. I mean, sorry, the Faceless White Chronosphere that just
Yeah,
there's
and the
nothing Slug can
RP.
do about. But it's all stuff that he can dispel with his Dark Pact. And 9 times out of 10, Slug is gonna be going in after one of those spells has been used. So who
hmm
knows? We may see a Slug pick here.
Or if they want to look to end early Venge. What?
Mm-hmm.
Geek Fam. They
Okay.
played Fnatic and it's clearly rubbed off on them.
Yeah.
They're going with the Wraith King in the safe lane. Okay.
Yep.
You have two big team fight elements. Kill one position twice with them. And that seems to be the plan here.
I think they picked Wraith King because they have all these big ticket ultimates, and once those ultimates are down, they can't really fight. So Wraith King, he is really good against those kind of lineups that have these huge team fight spells. I mean, yeah, you pop it
Yeah.
once, but what are you gonna do when he respawns?
hmm But I mean, he has to become a big enough force to warrant one of those ultimates. If he just ends up falling the first time with, say, jabs catching him in the cogs or something,
Hmm.
then you still got two big ultimates for the fight. So
Yeah,
he's got to be careful of his positioning and make sure that he necessitates the use of an RP or a Chronosphere to be brought down.
I
I
agree.
mean, if he just ends up falling without any of the spells being forced out from Mineski, then the Wraith
Yeah,
King's not doing any good.
yeah. I mean, even then, if the Wraith King can set up a good lasso or a good static storm, it could still be worth it if the Wraith King dies, because then you have a lot of good follow-up with the Shadow Fiend, Requiem, and
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of track kills that can go your way. So, looks like this is gonna be an offlane Magnus, nothing too crazy there. Meanwhile, on the Radiant side, Skemvalu is heading towards the top lane. Maybe we see an aggro try?
From Geek Fam, yeah, it is possible. It seems to be the plan here.
Yeah, I mean, they can certainly do it, but uh,
I'm a bit surprised that March is here though.
uh-huh.
Not sure what March is doing this rune this early on. He might look to TP in a bit later.
Uh-huh.
Might even just show himself in the lane. I don't know what the plan is from Geek Fam. Okay, yeah, he's left the top half of the map.
Yeah, he's gonna go towards bot. Looks like they might be dual laning, I feel. Disruptor may help out mid for a while. Wraith King can just 1v1 against the Void. And he should be fine, to be honest, with the Vampiric Aura and a bunch of tangos.
Mhm.
Also, it looks like he's going for a Dominator?
That's a Helm of the Dominator, yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, okay, it's slightly weird. I'm not sure if I can get behind that on the Wraith King.
Mm-hmm. Uh, this observer ward, I think it's been pinged out. Mushi did just walk straight through the lane and get that ward down, and Bounty Hunter already had vision of him, so this is going to be an early D ward for Geek Fam. I think Geek Fam sort of knew that either one of the supports on the side of Mineski might focus their attention towards the mid lane, which is why they're running this aggressive try. Uh, I have mixed feelings about this. If Skembaloo doesn't end up getting enough out of this aggressive try, the breaking pick might just backfire altogether. But they're starting with some early aggression here. Ninja Boogie does have the brain sap, but he's taking a fair amount of damage. They're driving
Jabs.
past the tower. They got the Wraith Fire Blast. Ninja Boogie does fall to first blood, and Jabs elsewhere, managing to secure a kill on Chuan and a Shadow Fiend.
Yeah. This is the thing against really good Queen of Pain players. Like, you're not gonna get that last hit on Shadow Fiend. But just as I say that, Chuan picks one up, so.
Yeah, this isn't good for Chuan. He isn't coming to the mid lane with that benefit in terms of souls. He's trying his best to stay in lane, but look at this. Jabs just runs in, drops the cogs, has the battery assault. Chuan held in them. No consumables, I mean, no magic stick or anything of that sort to keep him alive. And even if he did, I don't think he was going to survive that.
Yeah, and the worst part is he's gonna have to walk back to lane now, so I think he's already
Yeah.
kind of lost the lane at this point. Gonna miss out on a big wave of EXP.
Yeah, quick D ward also coming in from the Dire. So Chuan has no vision, telling him of the Clockwork's whereabouts. Yeah, Geek Fam, I mean, they're not going to be too pleased with that start. I mean, sure, Skembaloo got a kill, but Chuan dying so early, so often so early is problematic.
I mean, it's a Shadow Fiend against the Queen of Pain. You go ages behind, you've always seen Shadow Fiend struggles in that matchup, so it's not something unexpected. Like, Geek Fam knew this was gonna happen. It's just how they're gonna deal with it now that matters.
So, are we looking at a lot of stacks coming through for the Shadow Fiend?
I'm not too sure how they deal with it, to be honest, because if either one of these heroes commits to stacking right away, it's gonna come to bite them in the butt later on because they're gonna start losing lanes. Mushi is already out leveling Skembaloo, even though uh, he hasn't died once, but they did get a kill for Skembaloo. And despite that, Mushi is out leveling him. So if either of these supports leave the lane, what's gonna end up happening is Mushi will accrue an even bigger advantage. He can just zone the Wraith King out by himself.
Jabs, the man of the hour, moving from lane to lane, securing kill after kill. And now he set his sights on Lawley. The brain sap is there. Jabs will get the credit for that one with the battery assault.
He's 2-0 on 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 minutes in and he's already got 2 kills to his name. Now there is a Dire Sentry in the mid lane, so there's not much that Play Hard can really do to kind of shut down Moon's efficiency. Geek Fam not going to be pleased at all.
Yeah. That was such a valuable choreo though. I wish Bounty Hunter had sniped that. It had lots of things in it. It had Jabs' boots and healing salve, etc, etc. Chuan is just taunting away.
Yeah, I got that.
That's one way of dealing with a bad lane. Take it all in your stride.
So, what does Geek Fam hope to accomplish with this aggressive trial lane really? I mean, would be a big win for them is a kill on the Void, but that's not...
They just want to slow down this Void because this Void is the only real damage dealer outside Queen of Pain in the draft. And what's gonna happen is if they start to make sure that the void remains behind for the whole game, they can just group up and start pushing.
Jazz, he's gone in. Battery assault, Fox on a Ollie. Ollie did drop the kinetic field that might allow him to survive, but Mushi just jumps forward, secures the kill. Now Skembalu is trying to bring down Jabs. They need a little bit more, and now Skembalu pops his stick, turns towards Jabs, will bring him down, but ends up falling as well.
Yeah, he lost more gold than he gained in that one.
Yeah, I mean, the fight recap didn't pop up for me, but yeah, there it is. Yeah, fight heavily skewed in favor of Mineski. They lose Jabs, but they get both the Disruptor as well as the Wraith King.
But the good thing is, in all this while, Chuan has had a free time in the mid lane, so he's caught up in terms of CS. He's sitting on 17 Necromastery souls now. And guess what? I mean, Playhard is rotating mid to make sure they can't kill Chuan.
Yeah.
Jabs though?
How's the offlane looking?
I think the offlane is favoring the back.
Batrider versus Magnus.
I mean, it seems even right now.
Yeah, it seems almost even.
Yeah, 23 and 22 on the bat and 22 and 1 on the Magnus. This is dead even. There's like no clear XP or gold advantage for either of these offlaners.
Yeah, I mean, ISS hits 6, but it's a matter of 2 creeps really. And that's about it. Top lane Skembalu does end up going down again. That was Jabs, who's been extremely proactive in this early game.
Yeah,
That is not what Geek fam want. They do not want to run an aggressive tri-lane and lose that core in it.
Okay.
Not going too well here for them.
Skembalu, he's decided to go with the Ring of Aquila on Wraith King. I'm not sure if, why you would complete the Aquila on a hero like Wraith King. I mean, sure, the stats and damage is nice, but you can spend that extra 500 gold getting yourself something like a Belt of Strength or a Glove of Haste to make your farm better.
Jabs with the scan does know that the bounty hunter is in the vicinity. Now he's got detection. Yeah, Moon did drop low in the mid lane.
Oh no, this is not good for Chuan. His clarity just gets popped. And look at this, Moon has an Endless Room. Also has a Sonic Wave. He could potentially...
He needs Jabs to get in a bit closer. The Radiant did throw out the scan. Oh, now it connects. I think they know that Moon is there. Chuan knows.
Chuan knows for sure that this is a Invis rune. Looks like he's just on a bait Moon out.
I mean, his supports possibly do have TPs. The Bounty Hunter does have a TP. The Disruptor's in base, but he had a TP as well. Void hits 6, moves to the mid lane. Look at this. Mineski moving around really early in this laning phase.
Yeah.
Mushi is 6, he's got the treads and a ring of health, but with a little bit of help coming in from, say, the Queen of Pain or someone else, he could certainly secure a kill. For now, they're moving in search of the Shadow Fiend. They see a stack. They're going to steal what's left of it. Chuan needs to be careful though. Jabs is nearby. Once again, his clarity cancelled, and did he pop another one?
No, his clarity didn't get cancelled because he had the raindrop, so the raindrop blocked all the damage from the rocket flare.
But yeah, Mushi's getting some farm in the Radiant jungle. Does have the Chronosphere, could go mid, jumps in, Chronosphere on Ollie. Moon focusing Chuan, they should get the kill on the Disruptor if nothing else. Jabs manages to catch Chuan in the thought, so they're moving on for the Shadow Fiend. The raise is there from Chuan, but it's not enough. The time dilation slowing him down. Mushi scores a double kill.
Yeah.
Mineski, I mean, this is a perfect example of what a good carry rotation looks like.
Yeah. Mushi, he couldn't do much in the top lane, like standing there. He was gonna need help from Jabs or Ninja Boogie at the same. Like he needed help of both the supports, so why not rotate mid and use the Chronosphere?
John going for that early bracer. Possibly might convert that into a drums later on.
Yeah. Just needs to bulk up for now.
ICS is level 8, hasn't put a single point into the RP just yet. Maxing up the Empower and the Shockwave, which is going to allow him to farm faster and faster. Is he going for a Helm of the Dominator himself?
Yeah. I think he's looking to finish the Helm of the Dominator before the 10-minute mark, so when the siege creep spawns on the side of Geek Fam, he can take over it and push the tower.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen a lot of pros do this
A
too.
plain Ninja Boogie gets flames, but the kinetic field didn't connect.
Yeah. So certain carries do this too. For example, Lycan, if he's having a really good time early game and gets something like a first blood, he can build a Helm of the Dominator before the 5-minute mark. So when the first siege creep spawns on the enemy side, he can dominate that and push the tier 1 tower really early. That really damages the map control of the enemy team.
I mean, in hindsight, don't you think Geek Fam would have been a lot better off just running a traditional safe lane and trying to pressurize the Magnus instead? I mean, Skembaloo is doing actually really well. He's right on top of the network charts.
But the problem is when you run in a safe lane, you run a safe tri lane. What's gonna happen is these supports are gonna rotate mid and bully Shadow Queen like a lot more than they already were right now.
Speaking about rotations, Moon back to the Radiant High Ground, survives, drops the Sonic Wave, but ends up going down to March. Co-op for a Bounty Hunter, not the best of trades. But yeah, a good rotation coming up from Player there. I mean, if he wasn't in the vicinity, there was no way the Batrider would survive, let alone get a kill.
I agree.
Look at this, Mushi has Chronosphere, makes another rotation. Hasn't picked up any significant items just yet. He's just moving to the bottom lane to farm, but drops the Chronosphere on March. The Shockwave is there, but do they have enough damage? There comes Ice with the RP. They're committing heavily to bring down this Batrider, who drops a Flame Break, but finally accepts his fate. Chronosphere and RP for a Batrider, but yeah, kill is a kill. And Jabs does bump into Playhard near the bounty rune. He's caught him in the cogs. There's nowhere for Playhard to go. He accepts his fate, drops the shuriken. Jabs, well, started the TP and cancelled it quickly, but here comes Ninja Boogie. Oh, they've lost vision. They didn't have sight for the brain sap, and Playhard is going to survive.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah.
Jabs is going to be a little disappointed with that one.
I'm sorry, I was almost about to sneeze.
Okay. Moon not doing too bad in the Queen of Pain. Up
What?
there in terms of net worth. What did I miss?
Mushi is building a Hood of Defiance? Okay.
Yeah,
I mean-
he went first item hood.
I mean, maybe it's really nice against the Shadow Fiend, I guess, but apart from that, I don't. Why would you go Hood?
I don't know, all these early game items gives one the impression that Mineski are looking to ramp things up and possibly try and end this game as soon as possible. They did secure the tier 1 tower bot. You spoke of the Helm of the Dominator and the Siege Creep being dominated, and it looks like Ice managed to do just that.
Yeah, now he can go mid as well with the Sage Creep once the Queen of Pain is back there. And then they can take all these outer towers, look to get themselves Roshan, and then go back for the tier 2 towers if they feel comfortable enough. They have to end this game early because the later they go, the harder it's gonna get for them to win. All these Geek Fam heroes scaled really well into the late game, whereas on the side of Mineski, I mean, sure they do scale, but they don't scale as well as the Geek Fam heroes do. I mean, Disruptor's really good at cancelling Fiend's grip, can silence multiple people at once. Lots of things the supports and the offlane on the side of Geek Fam can do. Whereas Ice, he's just a walking RP. The most impact they're gonna have in this early game, so it makes sense for them to end as quickly as they can.
This is a completely different game coming out from Mineski. I mean, versus AGV, they were all about extreme early game aggression. This time around, they're actually playing a slower game. It's Mushi who's been making these plays and these maneuvers across the map. Mid lane jabs, hooks, but onto a range creep, not onto Chuan. Quick skewer forward, the Sonic Wave is there. Chuan dropping low, should end up falling. Stack Storm on the back, doesn't catch anyone. Moon blinks forward, drops the scream, gets the disruptor, but it seems as if Clockwork might pay with his life. And Ninja Boogie with the Nightmares secures their retreat.
Yeah. 3 for 1.
Yeah,
That's super worth it.
Moon,
Mineski.
that scream and Sonic Wave from Moon.
Yeah.
Pretty much securing both kills down the Disruptor as well as the Shadow Fiend. They did lose the Clockwork though. They're going to be a little displeased about that.
But
Yeah,
that's okay.
they're getting a Shadow Fiend.
Yeah. I think the fight would have been completely different if Shadow Fiend managed to get his Requiem off. I think that would have been a really good fight for Geek Fam. And the Static Storm too, it whiffed completely, so
Yeah.
that also wasn't going in their favor.
I mean, yeah, you really need some big Static Storms coming through from this Disruptor. It's hard to land them when there's no Aberrant setup. But yeah, I mean, Geek Fam really need one of those big Static Storms if they're looking to win these team fights. Ice, he's queued up his Blink Dagger. Still Mushi as well as Ice haven't committed the RP. And the team fight is still strong. Somewhere along the course of that fight, Ice lost his siege creep. But
He still
yeah.
has it.
Okay, well, there it is.
There it is. Kati. Yeah, so Skemmelo's getting closer and closer to his Radiance. He should have it by the 20-minute mark if he doesn't. And look at this.
Yeah.
Skeletons popped up
Three
in the mid lane and they're gonna start pressuring this tier
Actually,
1.
hold on, bottom lane. They are trying to bring down Ice. They've got the blink on the bat rider. Immediate Nightmare onto the Disruptor, preventing the Stack Storm, but not for long. It is dropped, but it doesn't connect. They try to glimpse back Ice. The skewer, not enough. They've won this Magnus and they'll get it. 272 gold. A lot of resource committed, but meanwhile, in the mid lane, Skembaloo trapped in the cogs. Pushed back by them. Did lose a little bit of mana, but not enough. Ollie is here with the TP. Mushi with the Chronosphere. They'll take away life one of the Wraith King and then move on to Ollie. The Sonic Wave will finish him. Moon blinks forward with the screen. Doesn't bring down Chuan though. Skembaloo needs to be careful. He's tagged by the time dilation. Play hard. Walks past the mid lane. Drops really low. And March blinks in. Immediate Nightmare from Ninja Boogie. The Shuriken Toss bounces around but doesn't do enough. He'll get the Bat Rider. March just donating his life and jabs with the hook shot. Gets the Bounty Hunter as well. Mineski just styling over Geek Fam in these team fights.
Yeah, what a hook shot by Chaps.
I have no idea we knew that.
I
Or
mean,
how
there
we
was,
knew
a,
it,
there was
Play
an
Hard
observer
was.
ward in the jungle which spotted out the Bounty Hunter. But yes, sir, really quick reflexes by Chap. As soon as he got done with the first kill, he moved on to the next one with the hook shot. There's an observer ward near the Radiant
Yeah,
Angel.
there's a sentry. There's a Dire sentry in the mid lane. There's a Dire observer as well, and yeah, he hooked him somewhere here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ward that spotted out the movement of Bounty Hunter. Not sure if you caught it. So, Chuan, he is coming along now, has finished up his job of endurance, is sitting 600 gold away from the 4-staff now. The game changes completely once he has his 4-staff because he's not gonna die to the cogs. But he will still be very vulnerable to the RP and the Chronosphere. Ice still hasn't finished his Blink Dagger, is sitting really close to it though. Should have it with the next creep wave. And looks like he's gonna get himself a new Kati.
Just happy to keep pushing.
Yep.
Geek Fam, on the other hand, I've smoked up. They're moving towards Mushi. Mushi all by himself, no tier 1 dart in the vicinity for anyone to TP to. And a couple of seconds under the Chronosphere up. Ollie should drop the Static Storm, and yes, he has. Chuan's here with the raises. Now Mushi's got a hood, but is this enough to bring him down? They glimpse him back. He time walks some on the damage, but not enough, and gives away his streak.
Yeah, I think they should really try and kill the kills for Shadow Fiend because he needs those kills right now. He's sitting so behind on farm. Having another kill or two really helps accelerate that and make up for the deficit that you face in the early game. Just as I say that, look at Mineski. They're pincering Geek Fam into their own base. All focus on the bottom lane now, on the tier 2 tower, with the siege creep as well.
Yeah, they should get this tier 2. Geek Fam really didn't try and make a trade anywhere else. A lot of deep observers coming up from Mineski. And like you mentioned, they are controlling this half of the map.
Yeah, this happens very often, so the Dire team is gonna control the Radiant jungle, and then the Radiant team just moves towards the Dire jungle and farms over there, while one person occasionally TPs top to protect the tower, make sure it doesn't fall. I mean, it's so hard to defend the Radiant jungle nowadays. You can just get killed from all the sides with the smoke. And speaking of smokes, looks like the bounty hunter is gonna pop it safe and sound with the coast walk. The tusk did not clip him.
Mm-hmm. March is waiting patiently in the top lane. Now, a lasso and a requiem could do the trick. Chuan has a force staff. Murshi, time walks further north. March blinks west. This isn't what they were hoping for. Not when all of Geek Fam moved in that direction, hoping to find the kill on the void.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think Geek Fam are still, keeping the network deficit minimal because of track kills? I'm not really sure how Mineski have such a small lead.
I'm really surprised how Skembalu's managing it himself to get a 20-minute radiance after all those crappy team fights.
Oh yeah.
I mean, sure, he has the minus, but even then. Kudos to Skembalu, he's been farming super well throughout this game. And now Mineski's game gets a lot harder. Now that the radiance is up on the Wraith King, it's gonna be twice as hard to kill him because most of the damage is physical outside the Queen of Pain.
And hook shot onto the creep wave. Did I vision with the rocket flare, but not sure what he was thinking.
He just wanted to say hi to the Radiant melee creeps. They were starting to get a little low play.
Skembalu has got the radiance. What does he go for next?
Blade Mail is a good idea. Blink is also really nice. I think he should get himself a Blink. I wouldn't be too surprised to see an armlet either, but mid
lane March with the lasso. He's got ice. This is as good as it gets for Geek Fam. They commit the static storm, they bring down the disruptor, and then go to glimpse back Ninja Boogie. He's in the middle of nowhere, but Moon comes in, offers some assistance, brings down March. The Bane done for. They're turning towards Skembalu. Mushi's here, doesn't have the Chrono Spray. He did comment it on the Bounty Hunter, but Skembalu dropping low, tagged by the time dilation, being controlled by the clockwork, caught in the cogs, but still a menace to bring down. Mushi giving chase. Skembalu should give up life number 1, and he's respawning once more. They have glimpsed back jabs, and the raise from Chuan secures the kill. Moon drops a Shadow Strike and blinks away quickly. Mineski lose 3, and all they find was the Batrider, and they might lose this tier 1 as well. Mushi did already commit that Chronosphere.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. It's so hard to bring the Wraith King down with the Radiance, especially when all your damage is physical.
Maybe now the hood on Void makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah. I mean, it still made sense. You can blocking a lot of damage from the razors and the shuriken, so that's really nice. But I still don't know why you wouldn't go for a farming item or something that increases the rate at which you farm. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing the Battle Fury either on the Void. I think if Void went for a slightly greedier build, they can potentially go late game, and they scale really well. I mean, they don't scale as well as Geek Fam, but if the plan is to go at 40 minutes, why not go in 40 minutes with some items and not a Hood of Defiance?
So she's picked up a Manta style now.
Yeah.
He's gonna learn to move around quickly and also shrug off some of the debuffs coming through from Geek Fam. Now Skembalu is in the jungle. He's lost life 1. I think Mineski see him. Now March is in the vicinity to hopefully counter initiate. Ninja Boogie moves forward, breaks his own smoke.
Yeah, Geek Fam knows this is happening.
Yeah, Mineski are just going to claim this tier 1.
Looks like Skembalu is gonna go for the Blink Dagger now.
Yeah, he's going for the blink.
He's doing quite well for himself. Level 16 against the lineup of Mineski that it had a much better start than Geek Fam did.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what happens to Geek Fam, Scambalu's given solid co-performance after solid co-performance. He's been
I
really
agree.
phenomenal and stable, and
Very reliable carry, to say the least.
yeah, very very reliable. Always gets his farm going and always does a lot with the farm he gets.
I agree.
Has some interesting item choices as well. We remember that Luna game where he went for the
Went for the
axe
axe hunter?
refresher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Terrorblade game too, he went for the Bloodthorn and the Sanjan Yasha, where normal people would have gone for a Mantis style even though it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Just goes to show how good he is at his role.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just don't get 8,000 matchmaking points just like that, right? You have something to
Absolutely.
show for that, and that's Kembalu showing off how good he is at the carry role.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sean is queued up in E-Blade. Interesting.
Chuan is what? Okay. So not going for the Yule scepter. It's going for the E-blade that's gonna just amplify his raises a little bit more instead of getting the benefit of the setup and the movement speed from the Yule scepter.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's okay to go for the magic damage build this game. I mean, at least go for a hybridish kind of version with the E-Blade. Because you have your Skemble, who's this tanky frontliner, is gonna have a hard time dying, so you want to use him as bait to burst down people as quickly as you can and not take long drawn out team fight so he gets kited. So I guess it
Mm-hmm.
makes sense in that regard.
What's Ice picked up? Quickly dropped down the items actually. So Ice has his blink. He's moving towards a PKB, which is really going to limit the control coming out from the disruptor, which has actually been helping out Geek Fam a fair bit. March has completed the blink and the 4-staff. Spirit Vessel coming out on jabs. Any other notable pickups? Moon is gone for the Veil as well as the Linkage Sphere, which makes sense versus the Bat Rider.
I agree. Some smart itemization coming out from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Ice has queued up the BKB now. One thing I've seen some people do to initiate when playing these initiation type of heroes like Tidehunter, Magnus, etc. They build themselves a Hood of Defiance to make sure they don't take any damage from Radiance or something like a Tinker's March of the Machine. So the blink doesn't get cancelled and you can still walk through and get a good RP or whatever spell that you have that sets people up off.
Okay, looks like the game is underway. Mineski have hopefully sorted out their microphone issues. And an instant smoke coming out from Geek Fan. They want to get something done with this Blink Dagger pickup from Scambaloo. They're on the hunt. They ideally like a more valuable kill, but his jabs who shows, and Scambaloo, his blink got disabled by the illusions. He's going to be a little disappointed. They pop a smoke, but look at this. March with the lasso, the hook shot missing from jabs. He tried to run, but he's got nowhere to go. Tracked up, pushed back with the flame break. Man accepts his death. And Johan is on a killing spree.
Yep. Easy peasy. Slightly disappointed with the pickup they got, but hey, better something than nothing.
Yeah. I mean, they wanted a more valuable kill. Look at this. The Cobalt Foreman scouting out Roshan. Didn't do enough damage. They're just burning him down, and Moon try to get it denied. I should have his BKB in the next couple of minutes. I presume that's when Geek Fam. I presume that's when Mineski might look to pop a smoke. Mushi's keeping his farm up as well. He's actually kept up with Skembaloo throughout. Post his Manta style, he's also completed his Diffusal Blade, and there's only 1,000 gold that separates both these scores. I guess one of the big reasons for Mushi keeping up in terms of net worth is the constant Empower buff that ISIS has been dropping on him every now and then.
Yeah, it's the Empower doing its work.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what would have
All-
happened if they had a Slug instead.
I mean, I don't think it would have been a bad game for a Slug, but they just wanted all the team fight that you could possibly get.
Yeah, I mean,
Those
Slug
deep
Battle
ups-
Fury would have really worked this game. Who knows, even Queen of Pain might have picked up a Battle Fury later on. Splash damage with the ranged attack. Oh, sorry, that doesn't work. My bad.
I okay, that's just Floki messing around with all of you folks. But yeah, Mushi, he's got the Diffusal Blade, he's queued up his BKB. The problem is that all those nice aggressive wards that Mineski had set up throughout Geek Time's jungle have timed out. Skemblu going for the AC next. And,
Nothing
he's
much
just
going on
farming.
in this game. I mean,
It
No.
is a slow-paced game.
Yeah.
It's
Mineski now has to play for the late game. They lost the timing to do stuff early on.
Oh, March sees Moon, foxes Lincoln Spear, and then lands the track upon him. Ollie at the right place at the right time with the Static Storm. And Jabs, no fear, just goes in. Moon is worth a lot of gold. He gets glimpsed back, ends up falling to March. And Jabs, trying to chase down Ollie, might just go down to the right clicks coming up from Chuan. It's a killing spree for the Shadow Fiend. Geek fam finding track kills.
Yeah, really good static stomp. Oh, the Faceless White Chronosphere.
Mushi, Chronosphere should get this kill on Chuan. That's a killing streak taken away, a dominating streak in fact. 622 gold going into Mushi's pockets. But yeah, Geek fam just marching down this bottom lane. Now, Ice still has the RP, has a blink dag as well, and Queen of Pain could just buy back, but Skemblu's gone in. He's blinked ahead, right on top on Ninja Boogie. There's the RP, but they've lost their Bane already. Can they bring down Skemblu? One, Skemblu still has... What? Skemblu's reincarnation? It's there, it's there. He has it, he reincarnates, but look at this. Ice. Pulls into the dire tier 2 tower. There is a glimpse, but it's not going to keep the Wraith King alive. Jabs is back, but he's caught in the kinetic field, and he's not going to catch anyone else from the side of Geek fam.
Yep. Really good skewer there by Ice. He held it perfectly for... He held it till the time Wraith King died. He knew that it's pointless if he skews him in right now because his team will follow up under the tower and kill them. But he waited right over there, waited for Wraith King to come back and then skewered him into the tower.
I also think as the Wraith King, you can blink out once you reincarnate instantly.
It depends on the
Just-
direction you're facing. So if you're facing the direct, if you blink in the direction you're facing when you died, then you can instantly blink out. Otherwise, what happens is you end up turning. So while you're
Yeah.
turning, you may end up taking damage. But as I say that, from the
Jabs. Yeah, he's got play hard. The brain sap is there. Now they need a little bit of vision. They commit the Fiend Strip. They get the kill. Rocket Flare coming up from Jabs, not catching March. But the damage has been done. Mineski claim ages. Question is, how many objectives can they claim on the back of this Roshan?
Not sure. I mean, they can certainly take the tier 2 tower mid, but Skemblu is spawning back up and they don't have the RP for the next 40 or 30 seconds. So I think once they have Fiend's Grip, once they have RP, they can look to go back in.
Yeah, he's up in 20 seconds.
I'm curious to see how Pangolia would fare if he got added to Captain's mode.
I mean, I think he'd get picked up a fair bit.
Yeah. The only problem I see... Oh, hold that thought, mid lane. Skemblu.
Yeah. Mid lane. Skemblu, mana taken away, still reincarnates though. And the Chronosphere from Mushi, not giving him the chance to blink. The flame break is there, but Skemblu, he's surrounded by heroes from the side of Mineski. I really didn't catch how that fight started out. And
Skemblu was
that's
just
cost-
farming on the Radiant High Ground while Mineski was smoked up.
okay.
Smoke broke, Mushi went in, and Wraith King fell.
Mineski just couldn't claim a tier 2. They could march up high ground. They still got the ages. You got ice with the helm. There's that extra attack speed and health regen aura kicking in. Lincoln's here dropped onto Mushi just in case March looks for the lasso. Track, gonna pop that Lincoln spear from the bounty hunter. March doesn't want to go in is the question. He goes in on an illusion and ice punishes him with the RP. Bane with the Fiend's Grip. The scream is there. Mushi gets the kill.
Oh no,
Move
that is
just baiting March so badly.
Yeah, illusion rune at its finest. I mean, what else can you ask for from an illusion rune?
There's nothing more you can ask for. 53 seconds
Exactly.
without the Bat Rider. He may have buyback, but he doesn't have lasso. How do Geek Fam defend this? A series of costly mistakes is going to cost them the game. Bat Rider buys back. Chuan is going in. There's the Enfeeble upon him, so he's got to do all his damage with the race.
Oh, the
There's a
glimpse.
quick glimpse, but did he pop his BKB? Yes, he did. Mushi with the BKB turning towards Skembaloo. Skembaloo needs to run, does have the reincarnation, but there's a Spirit Vessel upon him. Mineski though, they're going to show respect to their opponents and back out. The big ultimates on cooldown.
Speaking
Gonna
of
go
big
back to base.
ultimates, Chronosphere's coming back up pretty soon, so they can try and get a pick off on the Bat Rider and look to go high ground. But I'm not sure if that's what Mineski are planning for. I think they're just gonna play it safe and wait for everything to come back off cooldown before going in again. I mean, they have time on the ages, so why not?
And top lane, Moon, by himself to march in the Disruptor, Ollie. They want to give chase. But yeah, Geek Fam, they're still fighting in this. They picked up a gem. It's clear that they want to reclaim vision. Look for pickups. Mineski are moving without any vision. But yeah, they're just going to march down mid. Now they do have this Dire Observer, so they know that Skembaloo is somewhere near his high ground. You don't know where the rest of Geek Fam are. Ollie shows in the top lane, so that makes it a little obvious. And instantly, Jab throws a rocket flare in that general area.
I think Mineski are playing this very smart because they know they're against a bounty hunter and losing just
Moon
one
doesn't
team
care.
fight.
He just blinks it aggressively. If they catch Ollie, it could be huge. They need something to cancel the TP. And there's nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that remains is the laner barracks. The shrine near the Radiant top lane has been taken away as well.
Yeah. I mean, if Mineski want, they can go high ground. They have all their ultimates back off cooldown. They just need to find Skembaloo or the Bat Rider,
Yeah.
and they can very easily go high ground. But look at this,
The-
Bat
the-
Rider is in the top lane.
Has been slain.
Oh, the Korea snipe by Play Hard. Nothing on the Korea, but either way, still very valuable. Now, the good thing about Geek Fam is that since they have the Bounty Hunter, they can turn things around very easily if they just win one team fight. The Shadow Fiend is gonna go right back up in terms of net worth. Wraith King is gonna have another item and it's gonna get really
Mushi
hard.
read Skembaloo like a book. His age is timed out, but he found him. And with the Empower, he hits hard. He pops the Manta style, takes away most of his mana, forces the reincarnation. Mushi ready for round 2, drops the Chronosphere. This is Skembaloo dead. Now, Skembaloo does have a fair bit of money, so he may have buyback. And it looks like he does. But they have, and they might force Skembaloo to buy back here.
Yeah, it just Skembaloo can't afford to go alone. He needs the bat to sit behind him.
Yeah. That was the invis room from Mushi.
Oh.
Mineski, with every small advantage they get, making plays across the map. So yeah, Mushi found the Mineski, found the invis rune, excuse me, what am I saying, near Roshan. Moves towards the bottom lane, finds the kill.
Yeah, this Faceless Void is super farmed and it's really scary to play against too. If you're Geek Fam. Because they don't have good ways of killing him right now. He has 2.5k HP and a Manta Stag.
They've got to pop that Lincoln Sphere. Look for the initiation from March. Jumps
Oh,
on
but
Mushi.
the
Now Mushi doesn't have the
instant
Chrono Sphere, but look at that, the Fiend's Grip is there. And the RP in their own static storm. Moon pops his BKB. They don't give a damn about this Disruptor. They're going to bring him down. The Skewer is there. They've got Play Hard. This should be a kill for Mushi. He's going to chase him down. Gets the kill onto the Bounty Hunter. But Skembaloo doing a little bit of work will manage to bring down Ninja Boogie. The razors are there from Chuan. He doesn't have his Earth Blade yet. He's gone for a BKB, but that's a buyback forced. The reincarnation popped. And Geek Fam working with very less in terms of resources here, have somehow got to hold on to the high ground. They did force out the RP and they did kill the Bane, but that's about it.
Chuan messed up his melee race. He Hurricane Piked himself forward to get Mushi, but what ended up happening was that he turned in the other direction. He turned 90 degrees to the right, and that made him miss his raise. So if he got the raise off, Mushi would have been dead.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know Disruptor had an Aghanim Scepter. Wow. I mean, it's the only item he has.
Yeah, it's quite a big item. I mean,
Yeah.
if somehow he manages to catch Mineski in it before they pop their BKBs, the entire fight could just start to tilt in favor of Geek Fam.
I agree.
Yeah, and Geek Fam, they have smoked up. Skemblue does have reincarnation. That's the key cooldown that Geek Fam need to worry about. Mushi, careful, drops the Chronosphere. But Pathfinder is in it. The Nightmare buys time, the lasso, holding Mushi in place, and there's the Static Storm. Mushi can't survive. It's unlikely that he does, but the Lotus Orb manages to help him get away. He pops his BKB and runs, and this is the smoke from Geek Fam that hasn't resulted in much. Skemblue held in place by the Nightmare. Do Mineski want to go in? They don't have the RP. They're not going to pursue.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't have the kinetic field to follow up with the static storm, so Void was just able to walk freely out of that static storm and pop his BKB.
Yeah. Somebody dropped a Lotus Orb on him also. Not really sure who.
Certainly helps.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
They did get the bounty hunter on the side of Geek Fam, but they were not able to make it work. I mean, this bounty hunter is really poor right now. He's only sitting on a spirit vessel. He's trying to work on a medallion of courage, but I don't think he's gonna be able to pick that up before the game ends.
Yeah. Mineski, they've got the RP, they don't have the Chronosphere. Do they go Roshan? They're just gonna march down mid. It seems that they are angling for Roshan. Now Roshan will respawn in a minute.
Yeah, Mineski can just close out the game after taking the Roshan. But they need to make sure that Geek Fam doesn't get it, because with Aegis and Refresher Shot, this Wraith King is gonna have 4 lives, and it's super hard to take him down.
Just unfortunate that the kinetic field wasn't there. And this Bane has been so crucial. I mean, Ninja Boogie with those nightmares from range, the Aether Lens making all the difference, ensuring that even if March blinks in and does manage to lasso a target, he can't kidnap them beyond any distance of value.
I agree.
I mean, that really helped Void a fair bit. Chuan goes to Earthblade, a creep, and he's been caught, tagged by the Shiva's guard. Geek Fam, Skemblue ends up eating the hook shot. Now he's just focusing his attention towards Jabs, who drops the Lotus Orb on himself. The Enfeeble reduces Skemblue's damage. You've got a Fiend's Grip as well onto someone. It's on to March. They want to eliminate the Pathrider. That's March dead. The Chronosphere catches the bounty hunter. They bring him down as well, and they take away Skemblue's reincarnation. Juan coming back with the F-Lay. The Static Storm is there. This should be a death onto Mushi. Mushi's going to fall, but Ice with the RP can't do enough. Moon is low on HP, low on mana, and has to run. And Skemblue just running through them, bursts down Ninja Boogie on the base and moves on towards Jabs. Jabs surrounded, isolated, has the Lotus Shell, but that's not going to keep him alive. And John is running in for more, but Moon unloads the Sonic Wave, has the Lincoln Spear to survive, and Ice might just go back with Juan. The skewer will whiff. Skemblue could go back in, but doesn't want to. Geek Fam, they've done some serious damage. There were a couple of buybacks there, if I'm not mistaken, for Geek Fam. I think Chuan did buyback in that fight.
Yeah?
Okay, wait, Chuan didn't die.
Yeah, Chuan didn't die. Nobody bought back on the side of Geek Fam. The buybacks were from the previous fight, I think. March bought back in the last fight? Or was that long ago?
I mean, now that Static Storm is starting to come into play.
Yeah. And track kills too, going the way of... no, wait. Bounty Hunter died early. I don't think they got any tracks off, did they? Not sure.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. But either way, Shadow Fiend got a lot of levels out of that, so once he's at level 25 with the 40% cooldown reduction, finishes up an Octarine Core, he can actually deal with the super creeps really well.
Yeah, the 40% cooldown reduction. and the Octane, like you mentioned. Geek fam are just moving into Roshan. Now Mushi's dead for 10, has his RP as soon as he respawns, and he's even picked up a Lincoln Sphere for himself.
Uh-oh. I don't think Mushi has buyback now, so if they win a fight, this could be game for Geek Man, but speaking
I
of
mean, there's
buybacks,
still a lot of tier 2 standing, so yeah, but I'm talking over the buyback, and yeah, like you mentioned, Mushi, no buyback, needs 1000 gold. Moon has buyback though.
yeah, Moon is the only one who has buyback, and it's Moon and Chuan who have buybacks right now. Yeah. Looks like Chuan is gonna go for the Scythe of Vice. Decent item to get this game, considering there are not a lot of disables on the side of Geek Fam.
And he's making progress towards it faster than Moon. Moon is also queued up the Scythe of Vice.
Yeah, but Moon has higher net worth than Chuan does, if I'm correct. Yeah, slightly higher. 500 gold. The skeletons. They're gonna poke at Roshan and die. So
Smoke coming out from Mineski. This is, I mean, a sort of Hail Mary play. I mean, if this backfires, we did mention on Mineski don't have buybacks, so if they end up losing goals here, Geek Fam could either take Roshan or possibly take down tier 2s, who knows, maybe even both. But for now, Mineski, they are considering moving through Geek Fam's base. They are in the Radiant jungle. Geek Fam did throw out the scan, but there was no one there. And then instant scan from the Dire. They know that Skembalu's in the mid lane. Yep, they've got Skembalu. He's tagged by the Shadow Strikes. So that's his blink constantly being disabled. Mineski, you've got to be cautious. Now, they don't want to just march up high ground like that. Yeah, the rocket flares giving a little bit of vision. Yeah, I think the bounty hunter did see eyes.
Oh,
yeah, Geek Fam are going to back away, but Mushi drops the Chronosphere. It's only on Ollie. He wants the Disruptor taken out of the equation, and there's no Static Storm for a while. The RP comes through. It's got Chuan. Skembalu also caught in the RP. Will end up respawning. Chuan did die. Buys back instantly. The lasso's there from March, but the Lotus up holds him in place, and March will end up falling. The Sonic Wave from Moon pushes back Skembalu as well as Chuan. Skembalu dropping low will be brought down. That's a buyback from the Wraith King, but he's got no one to really help him other than Chuan on the Shadow Fiend. Chuan pops his BKB, wants to force the issue, but can't really do too much, and Mushi, eyes on the prize, has already taken down the lane of Panic Stop. Mineski, I mean, this is excellent decision making coming out from Mushi, deciding that the real problem in all these team fights was the Disruptor, jumping him instantly and bringing him down, ensuring that Geek Fam have no chance in these team fights. And Skembalu, he's trying his best. Ice, skewers both of them, puts both these scores on the side of Geek Fam out of their own fountain, and Skembalu is certainly done for. There's no way he survives. At jabs with the hook shot, only adding insult to injury, moving on for Chuan on that Shadow Fiend, securing that kill as well. Geek Fam do end up losing game 1.
Yeah. Ice just casually dropping items, taunting Moon. Taunting Chuan on a Shadow Fiend. He dropped his CG boots, but very well played by Mineski. Crisp execution. It always felt like they had control of the game. Bounty Hunter never snowballed out of control. Sure, they lost a few fights, but overall, really nice decision making by Mineski.
Anyway, folks, do not go anywhere. We'll be back with game 2 soon enough. My name is Vivek. With me is Floki, and you're watching the Starladder I-League Invitational SE Additional Qualifiers. See you in a bit.
Born in the country of Ghost, Curry, Gauss, and Crusader level Dota, 4 boys fought to become the best Curry casters in all of SEA. Having gone through a rigorous regimen of Bollywood dancing. And ancient Eastern vocal exercises.
Hello sir, welcome to technical support. How may I help you?
Hey, my coffee holder's broken.
I beg pardon sir?
You know, you push that button on your computer and the coffee holder comes out.
Sir, no one has ever done that. No one has ever done that in the history of Dota.
They do play-by-play.
Splinter Blast from Fly, rolling bowler coming in from Jerax, he drops the Magnetize, has the earn, you got the Arctic Burn coming out from Fly, Geomagnetic Grip coming through from Jerax, Boulder Smash to follow, they bring down Chessie, and
They do SEA.
Magandang gabi, Lu! Magandang gabi!
Let's
Gago! Gago, this is Gaga!
Ulol! You cannot spell Ulol without you! Loki, V-Wake, Gambit, and Cloud X are back! Back to back! Only at AFK Gaming!
Just grinning. I spent the eyes. I don't wanna have to lie. I wanted this love to survive. Now when I look in your I feel paralyzed. Now I know it's over. I see you passing by, hand in hand, with your perfect light. My body, a ghost town, feels like someone cut out my tongue. I didn't know my heart could die this young. Oh, now when I look in your eyes, I feel paralyzed.
Remaining. Dire team ban.
Okay, folks, we are back with game 2 between Geek Fam and Mineski. You're watching the Starladder I-League Invitational SEA Regional Qualifiers. Geek Fam did end up losing game 1. It is a best of 3 though, and they could make a comeback. Now, Geek Fam have taken a game of TNC as well as Fnatic in recent tournaments, and let's hope that they can manage to surprise Mineski as well.
Yeah.
I'm Vivek. Joining me for this one is Floki. The bands, though, I mean, this Doom and Enchantress band.
Yeah,
I mean,
right off the bat,
it's
very different
yeah,
bands.
kind of standard. The Doom band is, but the Enchantress band I still don't fully understand.
Yeah. So neither of these teams care about the Omni Knight. Looks like they're done with that hero. They don't focus on banning or picking him, like we saw in both games. Curious to see what the reasoning is behind that. I mean, if I had anybody to answer, I mean, if anybody could tell me that, that'd be great. But not sure why you would ban out the. Not sure why you would not pick the Omni Knight. Yeah, really good hero in the off lane.
Do you think?
I think
you think Geek Fam could have had a different outcome to game 1 if they picked up the Omni Knight?
Certainly. I mean, the game would have been entirely different, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I also feel that Playhard could have done more for his team. Yeah.
It was a hard game to play Bounty Hunter, to be fair. Like, you're against the Queen of Pain with a Shadow Fiend in lane. That Queen of Pain is not gonna die anytime soon. Bottom lane, you have a Bat Rider versus a Magnus. Maybe you can kill the Magnus if he oversteps his boundaries, but as Ice, he was doing just fine in the top lane. You have a Wraith King versus a Void. Void is kind of hard to kill unless you have, but maybe
Yeah,
disables.
the Magnus could have been shut down.
I agree. Looks like Geek Fam are gonna go with the Clockwork this time, and Mineski, curious to see if they pick up the Shadow Fiend like Geek Fam did last game, or if they're gonna let it slide.
Oh yeah. I mean, Geek Fam asking Mineski the same question that Mineski asked them in game 1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we pick up the Clockwork, are you going to respond and pick up the Shadow Fiend yourselves?
I think the answer is gonna be no from Mineski.
No.
I think they know how to deal with the Shadow Fiend, and they don't feel particularly threatened by that hero, even in combination with Clockwork. Yeah, they're gonna go with the Shadow Shaman, and they pick themselves up the. Oh, never mind. They are afraid of the Clockwork. What am I saying?
Yeah. So they don't want to give away the Clockwork Shadow Fiend. They're going to pick up the Shadow Fiend themselves. They're going to get them the good. They're going to get themselves a good 5 position in the form of the Shadow Shaman.
10 seconds remaining.
Looks
Shadow
like
Shaman is. Yeah.
the general consensus on the side of Mineski seems to be to not give Moon a bad lane.
Yeah. That's certainly the case. I mean, when you see Mineski play versus the stronger teams, they generally seem to. I mean, if you can find a weakness in the lineup, it's usually that Moon can sometimes lose his matchup. It's the only one of the few weaknesses that I have spotted in Mineski's armor. But Geek Fam, they're going to pick themselves a strong mid laner. It's going to be the Tinker. I don't know why this draft across the series has evolved into Clockwork and Shadow Fiend. They could have just banned out the Clockwork for God's sake. But yeah, it's hot shit right now in SEA. And you know what else is hot shit and I think could end up getting banned or picked? The Lycan. Exactly. I think we lost Floki. Has my Discord bugged out? Floki? Okay, Floki's just muted himself. He's probably trying to untangle his microphone. Seems to happen a lot to him. I like the Spectre ban from Geek Fam. Spectre is one of the ways you can deal with the Tinker. Pop the Haunt and he should have Vision of the Tinker. The problem is that the cooldown's rather large and I mean, it's only going to work occasionally. But yeah, Geek Fam, they are covering their tracks. They are going to ban out the Spectre. I mean, we discussed this yesterday and we did see some success with it. I think it was Geek Fam themselves that drafted the Zeus as a way to deal with the Tinker. Once you have the Nimbus ready, Thunder God's Wrath, the Nimbus, and you can somewhat disable Tinker's Blink Dagger and hopefully control him. Mineski are going to ban out the Bounty Hunter. I'm a little surprised about that ban coming out from Mineski. It's just that one would assume that Clockwork is your go-to 4 position and you really don't need another 4 position. But yeah, they're going to still ban out the Bounty Hunter. 1 second, folks. The resident cat in the studio is, well, being a pest, and I'm just going to quickly deal with the cat and get back.
Team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Earth Spirit.
Dire team pick.
Faceless Void.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm really sorry about that, folks. But yeah, as the draft has progressed, we have seen the bounty hunter getting banned out, and that's what I was talking about. The thing is, you got a 4 position in the form of the clockwork. Why would you want to pick up a bounty hunter if you're a Geek fam? But Mineski would probably, I mean, reading this as a 3 position clockwork and didn't want to give away the clockwork and the bounty hunter for some reason. Geek fam have gone ahead and picked up the void. Now, the last time they ran the void, they had the Elder Titan to go along with it. Geek fam really liked the void and the Tinker. The Chronosphere with all the damage coming out from the Tinker is been what Geek fam have resorted to in the past. It did manage to help them beat Clutch Gamers, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if they have similar success this time around. While Mineski, they're going to go with the trademark Earth Spirit. I presume it's going to be jabs on that Earth Spirit, while Ninja Boogie will be playing the 5 position Shadow Shaman. Next pick from Mineski, we're looking at a core. They've got their mid laner. This is where I think they might pick up Isis Hero. The Tinker. Okay, they're going to pick up the Brewmaster. I was going to say they might consider the Omni Knight, especially since he's been ignored. And the Repel would be one way of sieging high ground versus the Tinker. The Guardian Angel would be one way of ensuring that all the physical damage from the Void in the Chronosphere is rendered useless. But they're going to pick up the Brewmaster, so they're going to have that little bit more control coming through. Hopefully, if the Brewmaster does manage to find the Tinker, the Storm Panda can just cyclone him and ensure that he doesn't get too much done in these fights. The Drunken Haze might allow the Brewmaster to survive in lane. Now, Geek fam, they're looking for their 5 position. Oh, what? Okay, things have stopped making sense here. Have they picked up 3 cores? Is this a support Omni Knight? I'm not really sure. Okay, that's what it is. It's a safe lane Void. It's an off lane Omni Knight, and it's a mid Tinker. And yeah, Geek fam ban out the Disruptor. Mineski ban out the Disruptor. What are Geek fam looking to ban out is the question. They need to ban out something in the safe lane.
10 seconds remaining.
Lifestealer? Luna? I don't know. Medusa? Maybe? I like the idea of the Lifestealer or the Juggernaut simply because they're magic immune, and you can just ignore the march and just pound away at the towers when you need to go high ground. So I presume one of these heroes might get banned out. Apologies about this, folk. The studio cat is being a nuisance again. I'm going to quickly she keeps jumping on top of my keyboard, and this is making casting a little difficult. So I'm just going to quickly go throw her in the toilet, maybe even murder her when no one's looking. Give me a minute.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Skywrath Mage.
Ten seconds remaining.
Anti-mage.
Choose your hero.
So Sorry about that, folks. We're back. Apologies. The cat did cause a lot of issues. And the last pick for Mineski is going to be an anti-mage. Huh. And yeah, Geek fam, they're going to pick up the Skyrat Mage. That makes sense because you got the Chronospace, so you can drop the Mystic Flare in that, and that's going to secure a kill. You got Hookshot into Cogs. Silence is good versus AM. It's great versus Brewmaster. But yeah, this is going to be a good game for Moshi and the anti-mage as well. I presume we might see this go late, and that's when the anti-mage can cause some real issues for Geek fam. I mean, I don't know who's won the draft, but it certainly seems as if I'm just leaning towards Geek fam right now. They've got a lot of team fight. I think they have enough to deal with Mineski and deal with this Void as well.
Prepare for battle.
Just checking overlays and yeah. Folks, for those of you just tuning in, these are the Starladder Invitational SA Regional Qualifiers. My name is Vivek. Joining me for this broadcast was Floki, who's just disconnected from Discord. I presume he's lost his internet. For a country full of people who offer technical support to the world, we need a lot of technical support ourselves. India has particularly horrible internet, and hopefully we get Floki back soon enough. The winner of this match will face off versus TNC in the finals, which is tomorrow, which we will most likely be covering. I mean, it's an either or scenario for us tomorrow. We're going to be covering the WESG 8-pack regional qualifiers, or we'll cover the finals for the regionals for this very tournament. The winner will move on to the LAN. Only one slot is there from the Southeast Asia region for the Starladder minor.
The battle begins.
Smart money.
For now, if you take a look at Geek fam's draft, they've got a lot of team fight. I mean, the Chronosphere, there are a lot of great things to follow it up. The Tinker with his March, the Skyrat Mage with his Mystic Flare. But you know, when you sort of rely so heavily on just one thing to work in your favor. I mean, like if you look at Geek fam, they rely somewhat heavily on the Chronosphere connecting. That's what it's going to take for them to win these fights. And you goof up once, it can be costly. Ice just kidnapping the creep wave. You got Ollie in the mid lane, Jabs hanging around as well. Classic 2-1-2 in the mid lane. Which means that the offlaner has a little bit of space. So Ice is he's going to just get level 2 nice and early. He also denies his creep wave first, so that means that he's getting optimal EXP, and he's going to pull it to the next creep wave. Yeah. So now he's going to get CS. So by denying his creep wave, he's got that extra EXP, and now that's going to secure CS. We do have a Bal breaking out. Ninja Boogie dropping ridiculously low, but play hard. I'm not sure he can do enough. What those shackles? Yeah, I heard the shackles, but I didn't see them. For Ninja Boogie, just immediately ends up cancelling them. And the mid lane is an absolute brawl. Jabs are caught in the cogs. Ollie does have the Arcane Bolt, but it's not enough. Scambaloo. His lane's pushed in. He's going to try and pick up both bounty runes, try and get as much farm going as possible. I think the mid lane is going to be a stalemate of sorts. I mean, both of them are going to end up farming, but once Moon gets a couple of souls, say 11-15 souls, he's going to have absolute control over the mid lane. Perfect scan coming up from the Radiant did clip Ninja Boogie. So they did know that he was there in the vicinity. How's Mushi looking in terms of CS? Really good, in fact. I mean, he's doing a lot better than Skemblu. So I presume March did try to pull the wave as well. But he's not done as well for himself as Ice has, because Ice is an entire level ahead of March, and he's also really punishing the enemy safe laner in terms of CS. But Geek fam, they are rotating, they are trying to punish this anti-mage, but it might result in a kill. Playard caught in the shackles, the rolling boulder to follow. Mushi blinks at the fairy fire though, keeping Playard alive. They move towards March. Now Playard walks in, drops the cogs, but the shackles are there from Ninja Boogie. The cogs are no good, and Jabs with one last right click will secure the kill. Go searching for the second, but I mean, that was ambitious at best, but they got the kill on the Omni Knight. Problem is that there's going to be this huge wave pushing in from the side of Mineski, and I think Ninja Boogie might be on his way to rectify that. You can do the small gap pull usually around the 45-minute mark. The problem is it's not going to take place successfully. Yeah. Oh, Ninja Boogie pulled it off. Huh. And he's probably going to chain this pull. So that should reset the wave soon enough. And Mushi should have the creeps closer to his side of the tower. Interesting that Ninja Boogie didn't try and chain the pull. Just did a single pull, which means that if Mushi doesn't deny his creeps quickly, there's going to be a double wave pushing in once more. Yeah, so March. Yeah, I mean, the wave's sort of neutralizing soon enough. Huh, that actually worked out for Mineski. Oh no, I was wrong. I mean, Mushi's trying his best to correct the creep behavior. How's Ice looking? It's gone for the early Tranquil boots, which is a rather interesting choice. I mean, a lot of pandas these days do not even bother upgrading their boots. Yeah, I mean, the Quelling Blade tells me that he's looking to jungle, and maybe that's when those Tranquil boots could come in handy. Sorry folks, that's Ice. The show stealer takes you away from a kill even when there's nothing significant happening in his lane. But yeah, they did manage to bring down March. Mineski, they've got 2 kills to their name. It's not really a huge lead in terms of net worth. What's sort of becoming a problem is that Moon is starting to rack up the denies, and honestly the best that Sean can do... Sean could have killed him. Chuan could have possibly killed him, but Moon did have a lot of wand charges. Why he probably didn't even bother there. Moon even secures the room for himself. Playard walks in, looks for the siege creep, drops ridiculously low. Moon walks up into the marches, drops a couple of razors, is trying to set up for jabs, but jabs, the rolling boulder doesn't connect, and Moon, well, he's got to ferry out some consumables. Jabs is getting the D-ward off. It seems as if he's been keeping tabs of the Radiant and where they've been concentrating their vision across the mid lane. 2 wards coming out from the Dire across mid. This is actually a little surprising. Is one of them close to timing out? So no, they just dropped the secondary ward early on. Just wanted to keep the vision going. Ice. Takes an arcane bolt. Playhard trying to close the gap. He's got the cogs. Ice has a couple of stick charges, 6 to be precise. The arcane bolts are racking up, and the magical damage from the battery assault should secure the kill. Ice trying to attempt the deny there, will not be able to secure it. Meanwhile, on the top lane, March dropping really low in terms of mana, but he's got a mango to work with. Pops it, turns around, drops the purification. Mushi has a blink in a couple. Shouldn't want to die to an Omni Knight all by himself and ends up surviving. Ninja Boogie though could get the kill himself, and yeah, March does end up going down. Messy stuff coming up from Mineski. Mushi nearly falling. I guess there was fair amount of thread swapping as well as the Ring of Hell kicking in there. But look at this, Skembaloo mirroring Mushi, moves to the top lane, sees Mushi should go and drops the Chronos Spear, and Mushi quick with the blink! That is frustrating if you're Skembaloo. On the side, the Playhard will try and make amends. He does manage to catch out Ninja Boogie. So he's got the kill on the Shadow Shaman if nothing else. But yeah, Chronos Spear committed from Skembaloo. He's going to be a little displeased that he didn't get that kill. Going to be extremely displeased. I think Mushi had a small advantage. He did see Skembaloo approaching because of the creeps. Skembaloo's still hanging around and he might pay with his life here. He's out of mana, he's got 15 one charges, will pop them, could look to turn, moving on to Mushi. The bash procs when he needs it, has a time walk, could chase but he's not going to. He's going to move on to Ninja Boogie, another time lock just as he needs it, and this is certainly a death on the Shadow Shaman. Now Jabs is in the vicinity. Mushi has got a little bit of HP. He could look to go back in. Jabs with the rolling bolter, the geomagnetic grip to start things off. But they need a lockdown. Meanwhile, Ice is trying to punish Ollie here, but the Omni Knight with the repel, buying the Skyrat Mage a little bit of time. He's chasing deep for the Skyrat Mage and ultimately does end up securing the kill. But the question is at what cost? And the answer is at none at all. Meanwhile, top lane, Jabs caught in the cogs, play hard. He's trying to be a menace. So yeah, Mineski getting a couple of key kills here and there across the map. Keeping their cores alive, which is extremely crucial. Interesting play coming out from Geek fam. They switched lanes up. They've given March the safe lane, or they've sacked the safe lane, and they've sent the void towards the top lane. And Mushi also adjusting to this. He's moved mid.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I don't think this is sustainable in the long term. But so how Mineski respond to this lane swap is rather interesting. He's just going to take down the safe lane down. I mean, they're going to commit 2 heroes there. They're going to take down the safe lane down. And March is here. But all by himself, there's not much he can do. He needs Skembaloo to TP in with the Chronos Spear. March uses the purification, drops the repel on himself. Moon doesn't have the long range raise. But Ninja Boogie's here, he's got the shackles, they should get the kill. Moon walks in, Skembaloo TP's in, gets Hex, could commit the Chronos Spear for Ninja Boogie, but it would be unnecessary. Skembaloo, War Trap, time walks it off, moves on towards Ninja Boogie and should secure the kill. So Geek fam, trade a code for a support, not any good. But yeah. This is really fluid laning coming up from both teams. And you somewhat need to be fluid. If you shut down the AM early on, it's good. If not, you got to move around. Jabs a little late on the geomagnetic grip. Otherwise, March might not have found the chance to get the repel. The boulder smash is there. And now he's got the geomagnetic grip, but they do not want to pursue under that tier 1 tower. Bottom lane though, it seems as if Skembaloo did commit the Chronos here. Ice is trying to turn it around. Cyclone Skembaloo moves on towards Ollie. This is a kill he can secure, but he realizes that there's a little too much help in the vicinity. And the Earth Ruling slowly, stealthily trying to escape. Does manage to get away for the time being. Skembaloo time walks ahead. Sees Ice taunting right in front of his eyes. And yeah, Ice off the safety top lane, though they're moving on to March. They've got the Hex, the shackles are there. March caught in the magnetize, needs to survive. Will have no such luck at all as the mana void rips him a new one. And yeah, instantly Mineski commit the Mass Serpent wards for this tier 1 tower. A lot of vision in the top lane. They see beyond this tier 1. And they should be able to secure the start. TPs are coming in. It's Tinker or Chuan who's moving towards the top lane first. He's got his BOTs at the 12-man mark, which is rather respectable. Starting off with the Mart spam. So they're going to defend this tower as much as possible. While on the bottom lane, Skembaloo finds a kill on Ice's Pandas. Panda, what? Excuse me. Moon spawning away on that mid-tier 1. Mineski being aggressive across the map, trying to apply pressure to this tier 1 towers. They're somewhat bought down all 3 tier 1s across the map, but haven't claimed a single one just yet. Mid lane, Playhard coming through, concussive shot to slow down Moon, heat-seeking missiles to follow, but the boulder smash will hold back Playhard, and Moon is okay for the time being. Jabs just sitting in the radiant offlane jungle. This isn't safe, but there's no one to punish it just yet. The Clockwork did already commit the hook shot. They could chase if they want to, but it's unlikely. Instead, Ollie moves to the bottom lane. Now he's got the Mystic Flare. Skembaloo has his Chrono Spear. They were hoping that Moon might push the lane a little bit, but no such luck. Instead, Mineski are concentrated on the top lane. Once again, the Geomagnetic Grip a little late. The Rolling Boulder though does connect, and they kick him back. Playhard is here with the hook shot. He wants to kill the Earth Spirit, who's committed to Magnetize. There's the Chrono Sphere. He's got 3 Brewlings and the Earth Spirit. They'll bring down the Earth Spirit, but Skembaloo is caught in the shackles. Hexed up as well. The Purification is there. Keep him alive. The Pandas doing their work. Playhard dropping low. Not going to fall. Tinker Cyclone in the air, and it seems as if Mineski are beating a hasty retreat, but Skembaloo giving chase. Once Ice at the very least with that Chrono Sphere. They did get jabs. They're gonna get the Panda. Mineski. They moved to the top lane hoping to find the Omni. Now they're gonna be a little disappointed that they lost the Panda. They did, however, get the tier 1 at mid. So all that space was put to use by Moon. Did manage to secure the tier 1. And how's Mushi looking as far as the Battle Fury goes? He's picked it up 14 minutes in. Along with the threats, it's not too bad a timing. Geek fam applying some pressure in the top lane. Now Skembaloo's gone in. The Thunderclap did slow him down. Ice, giving them a taste of the local liquor. Trying to keep Geek fam away. But I think the Purification along with the Repel might secure the kill for Skembaloo. Now elsewhere it seems as if Mineski found a trade. They did find the Skywrath Mage. But yeah, Geek can get the tier 1 at top. Now, a lot of quick trades taking place. Mineski are looking for a tier 1 themselves, but they pop the Glyph. Playhard pops the Cogs, pushing back Moon, not catching him, which isn't as intended. And Mushi walks into the march, takes an urn, looks to retreat, jabs, and Moon, they smell blood. They want to start, but Playhard gets the denied jabs with the Rolling Boulder. Might look to punish. The Geomagnetic Grip is there, along with the Magnetized. Ninja Boogie gets the kill with the Electroshock and locks on to Ollie with the shackles. Okay. I have got to quickly turn off my friends list. Damn, I missed that. I'm so sorry. Skembaloo ends up falling short, hexed up. He's got the march, but Moon just unloads the Requiem and brings down the Tinker as well. Not really sure what Mineski were hoping to... not really sure what Geek Fam were hoping to do. And now March goes in. They're trying to kill the Shadow Fiend. They catch him in the cogs, but Moon already has a 4-star and he's off to safety. Now Playhard has the Rocket Flare and a couple, has a lot of one charges, can chase. Has Moon really juked him? The Rocket Flare is there, but it's not enough damage. And even Ninja Boogie gets away if I'm not mistaken. Not really sure who's there with Mineski at that point. But yeah, Mineski, they are looking for the tier 1 tower top. Sorry about that, folks. That was one of my retarded friends who decided to message me at the most opportune moment of all. But yeah, we have a couple of new viewers tuning in. You're watching the Starladder I-League Invitational SCA Regional Qualifiers. This is a best of 3. Mineski are leading the series 1-0. And if Geek Fam do end up losing this game, they might be out of the regional quals in the tournament for all purposes. Mineski, if they win though, they're going to be up against ENG, which is up tomorrow, and that should be a lot of fun. Okay, Mineski just quickly sorting out the microphone issues. Seems to happen to them a lot.
My thanks.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Okay, I've lost one co-caster, but I've got another. Joining me is CloudX to step in for Floki. But Skembaloo, he's giving chase, and he wants this Earth ruling and how. Ice is looking to run the Storm ruling, controlling the Void long enough to secure his retreat. And it looks as if Ice is off to safety for the time being.
Well, you almost called me Floki, so I was about to take my chair and leave again. But yeah, I've missed a lot over here. It looks like Geek Fam have been doing okay for now. Mineski did take game 1 from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Completely off the grid, by the way. I've just jumped into this impromptu, so you're gonna have to get me up to speed about what I'm missing.
I mean, I'm going to get you up to speed, but right now it looks as if there was a quick smoke coming out from Moon unloading the Requiem, waiting for Skembaloo, but the rest of Geek Fam are smoked up as well. Now they might find Mushi. Their smoke is popped, quick hook shot, where's the Mystic Clef, where's the silence when you need it, and it's there. Mushi should end up falling, trying to survive for as long as possible, ends up falling to play hard, while Moon just lurking in the vicinity. But yeah, to bring you up to speed, Mineski did win versus AGV today in the morning. They played a very different pace, a very different style of game versus AGV. Very aggressive, a lot of aggression, but against Geek Fam, they've been playing this slower, more controlled game, and it seems to be as if they respect their opponents a little bit. And yeah, game 1 did go in favor of Mineski. There was a Void and Magnus picked up by Mineski so in game 1, so just a lot of team fight getting picked up. This time around they switched things up. Mushi's playing the anti-mage while Geek Fam have got the Void for themselves. It is something Geek Fam also like a lot. They did Void Tinker Elder Titan yesterday twice. It won them one game versus Boom ID, but they didn't win the second game. In bottom lane, Mushi, he's Chuan, but not going to find that.
I mean, my only concern here for Mineski is that they don't have any obvious counters to the Tinker. I mean, nothing to really spot him out and catch him out in the trees, apart from maybe an Earth Spirit with a Blink Dagger. But on the flip side, they've got a Shadow Fiend who's fairly tanky. Sieging towers from the low ground shouldn't be too difficult, and Anti-Mage with the spell resistance, he's not too bad versus that March of the Machine spam as well. Assuming that someone on their side gets a Pike, maybe the Brewmaster, maybe an Earth Spirit eventually, I think Mineski should be okay with going high ground. I mean, it's gonna take a bit more effort than it normally would, but they have some tools to try and reach. However, there's a fair bit of old school synergy in the Geek Fam's lineup, right? You've got the two-man combo with the Clockwork and the Skyrath. You've got the Skyrath and the Void who pretty much do the same thing. You've got Tinker to pound away from outside that Chronosphere. No real saves for Mineski either. I mean, if someone gets caught in a Chronosphere, it's not like they have a Dazzle to Shadow Grave from outside, no swap to bail him out. I think Geek Fam has a few opportunities here. Their lineup, while it's falling behind in terms of net worth, still has opportunities to kill and find objectives without, risking too much.
So they get it tier 2 uncontested. What is Mineski looking to do here? Yeah, I guess they might just drop the mass up and mods and trade. They were waiting for a good amount of time. I presume the creep wave was just making its way towards the bottom lane. Quick smoke coming out from Geek Fam. Who do they find though? Mushi needs to be careful, does blink away. And it seems as if a fight is breaking out now. You do have Skembaloo with the Chronosphere. He's got Moon. The rockets are there. There should be a death on the Shadow Fiend. He ends up falling. That's a killing spree taken away. Can they find any more? Ninja Boogie giving chase. I mean, being chased in fact. And Skembaloo should find the kill. Ninja Boogie turns around, drops an Ether Shock. Play hard, chasing for more, does manage to catch Jabs, but Jabs just kicks him out of his own cogs, drops the Geomagnetic Grip. Now he's already lost the Shadow Fiend and he's going to end up falling as well. While Ice, his split did come to an end. It resulted in a kill on the Skyrath Mage, but nothing beyond that.
Yeah, that was just perfect for Geek fam. They sacrificed a tier 2 tower, sure, but they got 3 kills in exchange. One of those was a Shadow Fiend. Perfect timing really. No Serpent Wards available. They knew that the Shadow Fiend was down without a Cream. It was the ideal opportunity to keep pushing, and maybe they're gonna get an objective of that.
On the side of Geek fam?
Nah, it looks unlikely.
I mean, they are trying to push the bottom lane. They would like a tier 1, but they did take the tier 2 top. So both tier 2s on opposite edges of the map have been taken down. And Geek fam are pushing down this tier 1. Ninja Boogie is here. But the Hex Moon comes in. The razors are there. The purification keeps him alive. And the Guardian Angel will ensure Skembaloo's survival. Skembaloo turns around, brings down Jabs. Now Ninja Boogie's been brought down, and Chuan is pushing them all back from their own tier 1 tower.
That was nasty. Shadow Shaman TP'd into a double Mart spam with Chuan right next to him, then took a laser and 2 rockets to the face. Meanwhile, Play Hard got out on the side here. He's got a bit of backup coming from Oli, and here comes Tinker as well. They actually bring down the Anti-Mage. Mushu is down.
Yeah, Mineski. They had a small lead. They are losing it. And Skembaloo with the Repel and the Omni Knight to back him up seems to be quite a force.
Man, Geek fam just went from 0 to 100 in a matter of seconds here.
Yeah. But I mean, the problem with a lineup that relies so heavily on the Void as a main source of teamfight. I mean, they've got multiple sources of teamfight, but all it takes is for one whiffed chrono. Just like one big chrono, one whiffed chrono could also turn the fate of the game.
I disagree, man. I think, sure, the chrono is obviously important and all that, but they've got a lot of other ways to control even without the chrono store.
Okay.
Time dilation for one works well versus someone like the Shadow Fiend, who's got a bunch of stress to spam out. Same with the Shadow Shaman. And let's not forget, the Clockwork's not bad at locking down and controlling heroes as well.
Okay. But the ages though. The question is, what do they really accomplish with this? Could look in, take down a couple of tier 1 towers if possible. They are grouping up around mid. They've got the Chronosphere. You've got Chuan on the Tinker just pushing out the top lane. And yeah, they're just grouping up for the tier 1 tower. It seems as if Mineski, no one's actually going to give it up, but Play Hard with the hook shot catches Ninja Boogie. Now Ninja Boogie did have a 4-star, so he got away, but the tier 1 tower does end up falling. And for the first time in any of the 4 games of Mineski that I've casted today, this is the first time I've seen Mineski actually run away from a fight.
Yeah, props to Geek fam there, because they did show a fair bit of restraint, not over chasing under the tier 2 tower there with the Shadow Shaman popping the 4-star. They're willing to give up a hook shot, or rather put it on cooldown without accomplishing too much, so long as they don't really lose their cores in the battle. That would have certainly been a bad fight for Geek fam, but Mineski was ready. They were raring and ready to go if that fight were to break out under the tier 2 tower.
Look at this, and Skembaloo. I mean, the first thing he did 10 minutes into this game was TP to the offlane and try and bring down Mushi. It failed last time around.
Mushi.
This time though, Mushi could be done for. The Rocket Flare is dead. They've caught him in the Chronosphere. Mystic Flare to follow. Ice is here. The Drunken Haze might slow down Skembaloo's progress. The Primal Split committed. They've lost the Anti-Mage. The Mass Serpent was there. Skembaloo has no mana, but he has a lot of damage. Moves towards Ninja Boogie, gets the kill. Moon, meanwhile, with the razors, Mill managed to find the Tinker, and Ollie with the Magnetize ends up falling to Jabs over there. Good fight for Mineski despite losing the Anti-Mage. Then moving on to Skembaloo. Ice with the control. Skembaloo without too much mana. The hook shot is there from Play Hard, and an immediate Thunderclap to respond. The Purification keeping Omni Knight alive. The Guardian Angel popped as well. Moon giving chase under cover of the Shadow Blade, but Play Hard wants to move on to Jabs. He's got the Spirit Vessel up on the Earth Spirit, but Jabs 3-man crush might result in a death on the Omni Knight. But first, Skembaloo brings down the Earth Spirit. Moon wants this kill on the Omni Knight. He's searching for it, but the cogs from Play Hard making it difficult. Finally, Moon ends up securing that kill, and Skembaloo still manages to survive at the end of it all. It was a 3 for 3.
Brewmaster doing some insane amounts of heavy lifting in that fight. So much control coming out from Ice. A Yule's onto Skembaloo, controlling him with the ages. bringing him back down into a stun from the whole boulder or whatever the hell it's called. An insane amount of control on the void. Not to mention the damage that Shadowfiend was dishing out on the side.
Oh, yeah.
I think one of the most crucial moments in that fight was Shadowfiend jumping behind enemy lines, finding the Tinker and deleting him from the fight.
Absolutely. I absolutely seem to have missed how he found the Tinker, but finding the Tinker and killing him was a huge victory for Mineski in that fight. And like you mentioned, this man, Ice is doing a whole lot of heavy lifting, a lot of control coming out from the Panda.
And he's on the hunt again. He has the Requiem and he's got eyes on play hard, but Playhard does have a hook shot if he wants to lick for this.
Playhard could look to turn this around. Not going to chase until the, all the way up till the dash line. But Skembalu's on the hunt. He's got the Kronos here.
Yeah. Kronos online. He's got Ollie at his back.
He knows where Moon is.
This should be a kill.
Yeah, the Chronosphere to set things up. The Mystic Flare is there as well. Whoopsie daisy. The Shadow Fiend ends up falling. Skembalu gets the kills. Yeah.
Just when you thought Geek fam were on the receiving end of the blows, they'll retaliate and find a kill on the core. Skembalu, he's now on top of the net worth charts as well. 15,000 net worth attributed to this man. Give him a cookie in addition to that Aegis.
Yeah, this is the first time that Geek fam is the team working with the net worth advantage. And they're just marching down mid. Jabs is there with the boulder smash. You still got a little bit of ratting going on from Mushi. He's going for the heart next. I don't think Mineski will want to give up this tier 2 that easily though. The question is, who gets the fight started, or do they wait for the Shadow Fiend to respawn? They know that Skembalu's already committed the Chronosphere, so this should be a fight that Mineski should be looking to take, but yeah, I mean, it seems as if they're just backing off.
He's got the Hyperstone queued up in his inventory. I'm assuming it's going to be a Monkey King bar coming out for him. Ice with that Duncan Hayes. He's been an absolute nuisance for the boy. No Chronosphere for another 38 seconds. That's an indicator for each fan to take it slow and farm up whatever they can till the next fight breaks out. Mushi, he'll take this as an opportunity to keep split pushing in the meanwhile. That's really what they've got to do, right? That's what the Anti-Mage and the Shadow Fiend are built for. Pushing out the map, farming efficiently, getting ahead of the curve. But I mean, the basic tenets still stand. You've got Tinker, who's got little to no counters in this game. Pushing high ground is going to be a nightmare, let alone controlling him in the team fights.
I think this next item could cause a lot of problems for Mineski.
Oh yeah, especially given that the Anti-Mage is not going for a heart. Sorry, he's not going for an Aghanim set in this game. The Hex is going to add a fair bit of control versus Mushi. I'm a little surprised actually that it chose not to go for an Ags or heck, even a Lincoln's perhaps, because there's so many single target lockdowns this game.
I mean, you don't want to build BKB after the heart, but I think he might be forced to do that. Anyway, Geek fam, instantly Chronosphere on cooldown, they're on the heart. They know that it's an anti-mage illusion in the Wisp. What?
Not like this.
I left my keyboard and mouse at that moment. No, Skembalu, no.
Now Mushi says, all
Look
right,
at this!
we'll take a fight.
Mineski knows that it's their chance to pounce. They're just running straight at them. I mean, they could force high ground if they manage to catch the Tinker.
They've got a little over a minute now to go to
some serious work. Skembalu is here. Skembalu has the repel. They do have the hook shot. They've got Moon. They need to keep Moon alive, but they have no saves other than a couple of 4-stars. Skembalu giving chase, but Mushi control the scythe. The Wise is there, but Mushi pops the Manta style, looks to turn March, caught in the shackles, in the magnetize, ends up falling, and Skembalu dropping low, falls to the mana void. Elsewhere, Ice is doing his thing. He's controlled Chuan. They've got the kill on Tinker, and Ollie with no mana, no coach to back him up, should probably end up going down next. It's the kill going in favor of Ice, and just like that, Mineski turned the fight.
No, I'm feeling so bad right now for Geek fam and their supporters. One Chronosphere did that.
I told you, the power of the Chronosphere works in both directions. One mid Chrono can hurt you as much as one big Chrono.
They could have still just stayed up on the high ground and defended, but instead they chose to hook shot and Mystic Flare on the Shadow Fiend, who just force-staffed out of there. The Mystic Flare barely touched him. And look at this, Mineski just wants to end the game while the Void is down, and so is the Tinker. They're going for the tier 4s, and well, with the absurd amount of physical damage they have, they might as well.
They have gone in with a hook shot. Instant 4-star, quick control with Ninja Boogie's Hex, and they take away his killing spree. This might be time I don't think Geek Fam are going to lose the game here. They might not even lose tier 4s.
I mean, they'll lose one tier 4, I guess, because they couldn't go for the tier 3 at mid, because tier 2 since then.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, smart decision making coming out from Mineski. They couldn't go for the barracks mid because of this tier 2, so they'll take a tier 4 instead.
Yeah. Now they can go back, take some shrines, then build, now the jungle, come back with some new items.
Shrines and Roshan, that's what the next couple of minutes are possibly going to be about.
I think, yeah, actually, Roshan should be online soon, right?
Roshan may respawn in a second. Roshan will respawn in 1 minute 20 seconds. But Skembalo, he has a chance to make amends for his last chronosphere. Got moons, and yeah, so Roshan is going to respawn in a minute.
That's about the same time as Shadowfiend respawns.
Yeah, that's the same time as Shadowfiend respawns, and there's 30 seconds past Roshan's respawn until Skembalo has a chronosphere once again. So there's a small window of opportunity for Mineski.
Yeah, Geek Fam aren't out of it just yet. The score, it's dead even at 21-21. There's only a 2k net worth difference between both teams. Sure, they've got a lane of barracks taken out on the bottom side, but with tier 2 still standing and Roshan about to respawn, I still think Geek Fam has a very solid shot here.
Yeah. I mean, you got the Scyther Vice on the Tinker. And I don't know what happened to Chuan. He's just got to be a little careful as to his positioning.
Where are the BKBs, man? I mean, Anti-Mage is inching closer towards his. He's picked up the Ogre Club already.
Yeah.
But Shadowfiend's going to take a while to get there. That Scythe is still going to add so much value this game.
Yeah.
It's also one of those games where I'd recommend a Ghost Scepter on the Tinker.
Just to stay away from the Anti-Mage and the Shadowfiend. Yeah, absolutely.
Boom, there it goes.
I think he could go for that next, but he feels that the bigger problem is Ice and Ninja Boogie. And even the Earth Spirit. Mushi with the heart. I mean, I think unless, I mean, he's not going to die in just the Chronosphere anymore. It's going to take a lot more. He's got the heart. He's even got the plate mail for that extra armor. What's he taken in terms of talents? Go for the plus 175 health and yeah.
Yeah, standard. Pretty standard.
Yeah.
Just making himself as tanky and mobile as possible. Chrono, it's back online now. We could see another maneuver coming out from Geek Fam. Roshan, he is online.
He is
Neither
up.
side is gone through.
Moon is pushing out the bottom lane. I mean, one of the key things that's still keeping Geek Fam in this game is the fact that they have 2 tier 2 towers still standing. I mean, that one whiffed Chrono could have possibly meant the end of the game for Geek Fam. But simply because they have tier 2 towers standing, Mineski couldn't do much more than probably claim a tier 4 after that. Roshan is up. It seems as if Geek Fam still have the shrine to work with, so they have some access towards the Rosh pit. Both teams just biding the time here, but Mineski, they pop a smoke. Ice leading the charge. He's got a gem just for good measure. So he will see where the Radiant Observers are. Mineski just angling around Roshan.
Another thing that Geek Fam's lineup has going for them is that with the repel from the Omni Knight, Skembalo is not in too much of a rush to build that BKB. It affords him the luxury of being able to pick up another damage item, which he has. We should see both teams avoiding each other. I mean, they've gone in pretty much opposite directions for now.
Is Geek Fam trying to wrap around from all the way? Is that the play? I'm not really sure. Now their smoke is timing out, so they don't have too much of a window of opportunity to make the most of the smoke. They're just gonna back away. They know where Mineski are. They did throw a rocket flare somewhere in that direction, but they aren't gonna get too much done with it. Okay, I'm gonna go back to farming. Playhard shows in the mid lane.
No one's converging for Playhard. They know this is bait. Well, I mean, it was a good attempt from Geek Fam. Mineski.
Moon has got his BKB as well.
Immediately smoking once again. That's the second smoke in a row. This time they're going to use Mushi as bait on the top lane.
And Geek Fam smoking as well. Both teams are using their smokes rather liberally.
And this is the sign of a team that's scrimmed against each other on more than one occasion. It seems like they kind of know what each other are going to do in this late game stage here.
Yeah. Skembalo. Oh, he's got Mushi. Chronosphere.
That's a DD Mushi. He has to know that's the real one.
Yeah, but he goes for Moon instead. Now he's got Moon, but what? Jabs? How do you do that? Jabs is just ridiculous at this point. Kicks Moon out of the Chronosphere, keeps him alive, and now Moon is running away to safety. March has already used the Guardian Angel. He's caught in the shackles, takes a lot of damage from the Requiem and the raise from Moon, ends up falling. Play hard to fall next. Ice gets the credit for that one, and Mushi with the double damage giving chase. Skembaloo has no mana to work with. The Hex keeping Mushi at bay, and here comes Ice. He drops the Drunken Haze, another Hex from the Tinker, but all he will fall for sure. I didn't even see Jabs on my screen. I don't even know how he did that, what he did.
I mean, I'm half inclined to go get my laptop and make a Twitch clip out of that for the easy Reddit karma. What the... how the hell did he manage to survive that?
I think the Aether Lens makes a difference. I think he could kick Moon because he had an Aether Lens.
Honestly, didn't see that coming. Up until now, I was under the impression that if someone gets caught in a Chronosphere, he's done for. There's a BKB, Repel for good measure, Void, beating up on him with a monkey bar, but who the hell expects an Earth Spirit to kick him out of the Chronosphere?
Yeah. This is what extremely high skill support play looks like. For those of you wondering, hey, I buy all my wards, what else do I need to do? You can't even expect or explain or hope that your supports can make plays like these. Jabs, absolute beast on that Earth Spirit.
That puts Mineski back in the driver's seat. Mushi on top of the network charge, the Chronosphere on cooldown for a while, and Assault Kiras in addition to a BKB and a heart on the anti-mage. This is basically Mushi saying, please Chronosphere me.
Yeah. Extremely hard for Geek Fam to bring down Mushi in the Chronosphere, and now Skembaloo has to be careful of the Earth Spirit's whereabouts. I mean, what do? You Earth Spirit? You pop the Chronosphere for both the supports, maybe? I don't know how Skembaloo makes an adjustment to Jabs and his ridiculous plays.
I don't know, man. If even if he does that, if he does manage to somehow Chronosphere 2 supports, that's basically a fully stacked anti-mage, Shadow Fiend and Brewmaster just beating up on you and controlling your team. That sure as hell isn't gonna work.
Mushi's got heart and cheese as well. The Aegis is on Moon, so even if you do commit that Chronosphere, landed on 5 heroes, it's
he's also got a Ghost Scepter and Shadow Fiend, so if he pops it in time, a Chronosphere could be entirely wasted.
Yeah. He's got the Earth Plate complete for good measure to even save somebody else in the Chronosphere.
Well, Chronosphere is back online and Geek Fam are grouping up near their high ground, hoping that Mineski comes running up to them under cover of the smoke. But
not happening. I mean, it's very interesting to see when Mineski group up as 5. There's no apparent logic for it, but they almost always do it at the right time. They never spread out, they never get caught out of position. They're moving as 5 at the really appropriate time. Oh, look at that. Jabs. Once again. I mean, Skembaloo must be a shattered man at this point. When you hit a Chronosphere and don't get a kill as a 1 position Void, what is really left for you to do? March, well, he's near the Mars Serpent wards, but he's really not safe. He did have the Guardian Angel for a while, but Mushi is eventually going to bring him down. Playhard ends up falling to the Panda, and it seems as if Skembaloo and Ollie will beat a retreat. Ice securing the kill on the Clockwork, March the other to fall. And Mineski on the verge of taking this game.
I mean, it's gotten to a point where Mineski just expects Jabs to save them from the Chronosphere.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
You got a Chronosphere Jabs. I mean, at this point, you got a Chronosphere Jabs.
Well, that's tier 2 taken down. No Chrono, and high ground has been reached. Mushi with the DD rules.
Once again.
More than happy to right click it in their face.
Skembaloo going in with the Shadow Blade, does a little bit of damage, runs right back. Mushi doesn't give a damn about the march.
Heartbeat is about to kick in as well, so.
And he's standing there being the front liner that every anti-mage aspires to be. And the melee barracks are exposed.
Shadow Blade, where's he heading?
He's just hanging around in the vicinity. Make a play onto someone. I mean, there are multiple hexes coming out from the Tinker. Ollie nearly falling there to the head play. So there are multiple hexes coming out from the Tinker onto the AM, but they just don't feel like going. What do you do? I mean, a Chronosphere feels like a useless piece of lockdown, a Hex feels like a useless piece of lockdown.
I mean, it's now it's at the point where you have to simply Chronosphere jabs.
Yeah. Jabs plus core is ideal, but even jabs is okay.
It's also 2 lanes of barracks in favor of Mineski. At the moment, Tinker's the one that's most efficient at clearing out waves. Void hasn't chosen to go for a Battle Fury or a Mage from this game. He might have to go back for one. Maybe in lieu of the Mask of Madness now.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are warning bells ringing across the Geek fan camp.
Mushi's got nearly 5,000 gold. What does he pick up at this point? Probably goes to the Abyssal.
I think you get like
Moonshard. Okay.
And Aghanim still holds value though.
I mean, the Aghanim holds value, but Mineski don't care about the Hex. I mean, of course, getting the Tinker Hex in return would be great, but Mineski are just hitting buildings at this point, and they've still got Aegis Cheese, a heart on the Anti-Mage. This is their game to lose at this point. Has ISIS picked up any item? He's gone for the Octarine Core. He's hit level 25 thanks to the Midas, so he's got that minus 65
so
second.
what's the total cooldown on the Primal Stiff with the Octarine? Lovely.
26 seconds. And
20-second duration, 26 seconds.
Look at this. He popped it. He popped it elsewhere. I mean, they've lost jabs. I'm not sure what happened, but now Skembaloo with the Earth Spirit Dead can finally hit a Chronosphere. The question is, will he find anyone? He's running forward like a madman. Considers jumping up the cliff. Now ISIS is here, doing his own thing. Wait, where are the ISIS Brewlings?
I think he bailed.
He bailed, okay.
And it's up again. Permanent Brewmaster with Primal Split.
Yeah.
How annoying.
One Storm Panda constantly on the hunt. Getting vision if nothing else. So you got a discount bounty hunter for you. Look at this.
What a pest. What an absolute pest. Look at this. He's just bullying.
Is he going to do it again?
I mean, you might as well. He's basically got unlimited mana at this point.
Jesus. Yeah, a Storm Panda on the hunt. I think if you're Geek Fam, you buy a gem.
Geek Fam wants to pop a smoke so desperately, but they can't.
They have a smoke, they've got sentries, Skembaloo doesn't, the Clockwork doesn't, but yeah, this is disheartening.
Yeah, once again, this poor excuse for a Storm Spirit cosplay goes running out, looking for someone. Ember, rather his Fire Panda on the hunt as well.
This is not going to let Geek Fam get out of their base. I feel scared. Okay, that's how you deal with it. That's how you deal with it. But he doesn't care. I mean, his Primal Split has come to an end. He's going to do it again. I know ISIS. He's cute like that.
He really picked up a clarity potion for good measure.
He's doing it again. Was that a defensive hookshot? Yeah, Moshi's giving chase. He's got a double damage. That's the Hex. This is the opportunity to turn if Geek Fam ever had one.
No, Moshi.
Ancient Seal, Hex. Okay. So you give up on killing the Anti-Mage. What do you do?
Whoa.
Oh, on the backline, Skembaloo, 3-man Chrono, focuses the Earth Spirit with hate. The Guardian Angel is there. He's moving on towards Ninja Boogie. He's got the BKB and the MOM. Moon could end up falling, but the Shadow Blade keeps him alive. As the detection, well, Skembaloo doesn't have it for sure. He moves on to the Storm Panda and doesn't end up bringing him down, while Mushi on the other hand getting Hex, getting control. They're focusing this Anti-Mage. Skembaloo in the cogs with the AM, not able to bring him down. Mushi just turns, focuses the Clockwork. The Purification is there. Skembaloo pounding away with the Purification and the Repel, surviving for a while, but the Razors are there, and Moon now gets hexed up. Ninja Boogie almost securing the kill onto the Void. They're chasing for more. They've got outmarched, and with the Mana Void, they'll bring down the Omni Knight. Moon chasing for more with his BKB. Meanwhile, in base, there is a Brewling. It's the Storm Brewling. Who's having fun with Geek Fam.
This is
Skembalu's going back in. He popped the salve on himself, wants to go back, wants to man fight Mushi. The Mystic Flare is there, the Ancient Seal as well, but he's not going to get anything done. The Hex is coming in from Chuan, the Tinker, not enough. Mushi dropping low. Can the Ancient Seal do it? The Requiem is there, so the damage reduction is kicked in, and the Skywrath Mage trying his best with the Arcane Bolt, not doing enough to bring down Mushi. They're turning towards March, and they will get the kill onto the Omni Knight. Mineski have done it.
Yep.
They're moving on to the finals versus TNC. Geek Fam. I mean,
this is such a heartbreaking defeat for them. The game was theirs. One whipped Chronosphere and Mineski smelled blood in the water. Lapped it up without hesitation. Ice. Once he got that Octarine go, unbelievable stuff. I mean, it looked like it was just pesky, cheeky little play, but in reality, even in the middle of a team fight, right now we saw him popping up Boulder Smash on the Omni Knight, a Yules or rather a Cyclone on the Void, saving Anti-Mage at the tail end of things.
yeah.
Horrible stuff for Geek Fam. I really feel like they had this one in the bag, but I believe this is where their journey ends at Starladder.
Yeah, and this is where their journey ends at Starladder. We might be continuing to cover Starladder tomorrow. If not, we'll cover the WSG APAC qualifiers. For you to find out, you can just hit the follow button on Twitch and you'll get updates every now and then. You can follow us on our website, that's www.afkgaming.com. And yeah, you can type exclamation casters to know more about us casters. And in case you feel too lazy to type exclamation casters, we got a small little video telling you folks about us casters. There you go.
Born in the country of Ghost, Curry, Gauss, and Crusader level Dota, 4 boys fought to become the best Curry casters in all of SEA. Having gone through a rigorous regimen of Bollywood dancing. And ancient Eastern vocal exercises.
Hello sir, welcome to technical support. How may I help you?
Hey, my coffee holder's broken.
I beg pardon sir?
You know you push that button on your computer and the coffee holder comes out?
Sir, no one has ever done that. No one has ever done that in the history of Dota.
They do play-by-play.
Splinter Blast from Fly, Rolling Boulder coming in from Jerax, he drops the Magnetize, has the urn, you got the Arctic Burn coming out from Fly, Geomagnetic Grip coming through from Jerax, Boulder Smash to follow, they bring down Chessie, and
They do SEA.
Let's say Gago, this is Gaga. Ulol, you cannot spell Ulol without you.
Loki, B-Wake, Gambit, and Cloud X are back to back, only at AFK Gaming.